dig.
What's up, everybody? The few of you that are here. Hi. So, we're back. I'm back to finish the quote-unquote ultimate Dreamcast, which is taking an ultimate amount of time to do. A few things have happened since the last stream that I did this. Well, I need to open up my chat so I can see you guys. My mouse is still extremely far away. Come on, I can reach. I shouldn't have to use the mouse anymore after I do this. I meant to already have this done. Jesus, this is ridiculous. Come on, chat. I see that Antonio and Fright Films are here. What's up, guys? There we go. All right. Everybody's saying their hellos. Hello, hello. I am doing well. Both of you, thank you very much. Hope you guys are doing good too. Man, I'll be glad when you get back to the late nighters, Jacob. Oh yeah. Not saying it's totally out of the realm of possibility, but I'll probably maybe do some at some point, but they won't be every week. That's for sure. Aside from that, I'm all right. How about you, Fright? Yeah, how are both of you doing? Anywho, is my mic on? Yeah, it's on. Okay. Yeah, so I've got all the parts now. I have everything. I have done a little bit of stuff off camera, but then I had to go back. I'll show you guys why. I know I showed on the show the other day. Some of you may have seen. So, as some of you may or may not know, I have 5 Dreamcasts. One is my stock bone stock Dreamcast, which I've replaced I did the battery mod on it, the replaceable battery mod, and replaced some capacitors and stuff. But beyond that, it's stock. It's straight up just good old fashioned Dreamcast. That's one I have displayed over there with all my other consoles. And then, oh, by the way, I'm gonna show you guys something real quick in a minute. And then I have this one I'm building, which is going to be my ultimate Dreamcast. That was one of the other ones. And then I had 4 others. 4, 5, 6. I have 6, not 5. Not 5. I have 6. I have 4 other Dreamcasts that, if this thing goes over well and people are interested in purchasing one with all of these mods or some, I'll do that. Because really the only thing I need from the Dreamcast is the motherboard right here. And the controller board. I think that's it, really. There's a couple of other like little small components I use, like the shielding and some stuff like that. But really, electrical components, it's this motherboard and the controller board. And I replace a lot of the stuff on, especially the controller board. I rip everything off of that. Everything comes off of it with the exception of the actual controller ports and the hookup that hooks it up to the motherboard. The motherboard, we take quite a few things off as well. Anyway, I ramble. This is the one that I was working on last time for those of you that tuned in and saw me put this ribbon cable on it. Well, this part was the part that I was really afraid of. If you were here, you probably know that I was really paranoid because my soldering abilities, while they have gotten better, I wouldn't call them great. They are much better now, but they weren't great, and I was because drag soldering is soldering extremely small components, so I was kind of worried. But, you know, we did it, and I actually got the ribbon cable on there, as far as I could tell, really well. I was very happy with that. The problem arose because you have to attach it to 3 different chips and a bunch of other solder points. That really wasn't that bad. The problem arose is when that was on this side with the chips and everything. You flip it over, and you have 3 points on here that I had to solder a wire to, and the wire wraps around and goes into the actual HDMI board that's on the shield over there for power, reset, and ground. I can't remember what the other one is, but it's 3 just little wires. Well, that is where I ran into some problems. And I was doing that at the end of the stream, and then I was like, I'll do this later. Stream went long. I didn't have all the parts. I didn't have like the emulator, which I do have that now, and we'll take a look at that in a little bit. The power. I had the power supply. I didn't have the fan mod, which I have that now. All that stuff. Speaking of fans, it's hot down here. So when I started doing it, as I said, my soldering skills are not the best. Well, one of the resistors on here, where is it? It's somewhere on here. I'll show you guys close up in a minute. One of the resistors, you have to solder a wire to 2 resistors and then 1 to a reset point. One of the resistors just disappeared. I either burn it, it's very small. I either burn it all up or it just floated away into somewhere. And the other one, it just wouldn't, I couldn't get the damn things to stay. It's because I was using too heavy a gauge, or not heavy a gauge wire. It was a solid copper wire. I should have been using like threaded wire. That's a little bit looser. So that was one issue. And also the little reset point, the little dot there, totally, that's gone. Like it's just a black, it's like the ring and the barrel that you solder to is just no longer there. I see it. It's a black spot. I'll show you guys in a second. So it won't hold to it. It's because I got it too high. Because I did it so many times because I couldn't get it to quite, because the wire was too stiff and it was popping it off. So yeah, that wasn't good. So this board is not ruined. There is a fix I can do to it. I'm not doing that today. I have actually replacement pads, if you will, that I configured that I can make this work with. But we're not doing that because I want this to be the perfect one. I'll do that later on down the line. So this will be a workable board. So I had to start over. As far as the HDMI mod is concerned, I had to start over. Since we last talked, I got a desoldering gun. Well, not gun really, but essentially a desoldering gun. It makes desoldering much easier. While I can desolder things, this is, oh my God, this thing's like a godsend. It's pretty much the same as, I don't even have it over here, as the sucker, except it has a solder point on the end, or an iron on the end. So you put it on there and just hit the button and it sucks it all up immediately. This is, Jesus Christ, where was it? I needed this in my life a long time ago. It makes it so much easier. So that'll make it easier as far, and less likely to screw anything up, putting too much heat on it as far as the desoldering side of things. And I also got some wire. Where's my wire? There's my wire. I got some better wire. Much more flexible wire. It's not stiff. I got 2 gauges. I think I'm going to go with the 22 gauge. I had the right gauge last time. I was using 22, but it was solid core. What is this? I got 30 and 22. I'm going to put it to it and see how I feel. The 30 is very small, which I may go with that. That might be what I need to use. But I'm thinking I'm probably going to use 22. I know that that's what a lot of people use on electronics. I don't know, man. I might go with that 30. Because that 22 looks real big on that board. And this 30 is pretty small. But you don't need anything. These are very small contacts. I'm going to thread it and see. If I feel comfortable with it, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use 3 different colors. Because that's one of the things, too. Knowing what wire is what. So, yeah. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to start with that. Because this is what failed. This is what beat me last time. So I'm going to do that first. Well, I say I am. I should probably do the ribbon cable first because I need this as flat as possible while doing that. So, yeah, I'll do the ribbon cable first. But this is what we're going to do. Seeing as I did the ribbon cable once already, I feel much more confident in it, and this will be the time I fuck it up. So I think that I could probably blow through that relatively quick. Relatively quick. It won't be like last time. I have a much better idea of what to expect. So, hey, there's that. Let's see. My man Antonio in Fright still here. Says, well, everything going well. Fright asked Antonio, are you good at golf? I honestly have. I don't know. I played mini golf. I went on some people I worked with one time. I went with them to play golf once. They invited me. I don't even think it was the sports so much. I'm not a big sports guy. It seems like a relaxing thing maybe. I could maybe get into going around whacking balls. But I think it was the people I was with. I didn't really like the people that I worked with. I just went to try and like meet people. It didn't work out. So, I mean, everybody got along. I get along with pretty much anybody, but I didn't really have a good time because I was just like, I'm not really enjoying these assholes I'm with. But you're asking Antonio. Me and Antonio said not at all. It was a work event. I'm glad to have not embarrassed myself. What do we... Oh, did you say something about golf? I missed. Oh, I see. I missed. Played 18 holes of golf yesterday. And I'm crazy sore this afternoon. Aside from that, I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Well, I hope you had fun. Besides, you sounds like your experience was kind of like mine. Had a bunch of beers and company's tabs. Hey, there you go. I remember that, Jacob. It disappeared on us. What disappeared on us? Company's tab? Oh no, it sounds like the Dreamcast will not work. No, it'll work. It actually does. I cheated also because I couldn't wait. I already hooked this thing up. Not through HDMI. I haven't done the HDMI yet. But I hooked it up with the emulator. I've actually played a game on it through the emulator, through the original AV port, which will still work with this mod too, by the way. You can use the original AV port if you need to. Got it this time. Yeah, I hope so. I even put it in the title of the video, finishing this damn thing. Oh, the transit. Yeah, it did. It just went away. And I didn't really realize it until later on. I was like, okay, well, that's gone. Now, I will say on this ribbon cable, I need to be more careful with it. One of the teeth, it's still there. When I was desoldering it, one of the teeth on that attaches to the circuit board, the chip, came loose, and I seated it back in place. It looks okay. I think once I get some solder on it, it'll be fine. It'll just be there. I'll just need to be sure I like hold that one in place. So I heated it up. I think it adheres to it. These things are so delicate. I mean, it's paper thin. It's a ribbon cable. What was the game? Let me see. I loaded on that card. I've got all of them. But I only loaded on the card because I had to configure the card and everything. That was the other thing. I didn't really want to do a stream where I was like, when I finish this thing, I want to have it work. I want to be able to show it, like gameplay and the menu system and everything, because it's got 2 separate 3 technically menu systems because of all these mods. But I knew that you had to configure the card and get everything right and the menu system and all that. So I wanted to put them in there. I played, let me see, I tried Crazy Taxi was the first one I played. I played Soul Reaver, Sonic Adventure, I think, and another one, Skies of Arcadia, I think. Or maybe I've been playing Skies of Arcadia on my Steam Deck. Love that game. Love the game. I haven't played it in 20 years. It's just a fucking amazing game. Daytona USA, I played that one. Played something else. I played a few. They're loaded on there right now. I can't remember. I just kind of went into them, make sure they work. Once again, that wasn't the HDMI mod because I haven't been able to complete that as of yet. But all the other mods work. I have them. The fan mod I went ahead and put on. I will show you guys. There's nothing really to it. It just attaches where the old fan was. It comes with another shroud. You'll see that when we get to that part. That's a simple one. We did the power mod last time. The emulator is really just a board, and it has a little holder that goes on it, and then you guys will see me install it, but I'll show you the board, how it just has that connector on it. Not connector, shroud on it, and like a button. Yeah, the HDMI mod's this is the beast. All right, so did I put that other? I did. I'm not going to show you guys where I burned it up. Just take my word for it. I burnt the fucker up. I burned up some of the ports. Is what it is. What can you do? So, here we go. Yeah. Let's see here. Now, once again, I have not done anything to this board as of yet. So this is going to be kind of like last time. We're starting fresh. But, like I said, I have a much better idea of what I'm doing this time. This mod actually has you... Oh, no, it doesn't. Has you. Yeah, see, they have you doing the ribbon cable first, too. I've already got... Now, the HDMI... Oh, I also prettied up the hole in the back of the console with the port. I found my file set. So it looks very, like, more or less factory at this point. I've already got the board installed in the case. Well, in the shield that goes in the case. That's ready to go. So that'll be... We don't have to deal with all that. We just have to solder this shit in. As soon as this is soldered in, I can throw this thing together in 5 minutes, and we're game. Like how I make that sound real easy. Okay, let's do this shit. What are my angles? Ah, here's one. Here's our board. Let's bring my light in. I'm gonna have to move my mic. You guys let me know if you can't hear me. I think you should be able to. Alrighty, where's my close-up? Nope, that's not it. There she is. Okay, so this is the board. It's a weird color. That's even weirder. There we go. All right, so where are my tweezers? That's what I use as my pointer. Okay, so let me look at my little book here, because yes, I am following instructions, but let's be real, these are not super detailed. I have a video on standby like I did last time of the guy who actually made it. Last time I mentioned this video and I was like, hey, yeah, check out this video. This guy does it. He knows what he's doing. The reason is because he's the guy who made this thing. I think this is where we go. Yep, that's where. So we're going right here. I'm going to have to solder it here. And see, it was a lot more points than I thought last time, too. There's one I have to remove. I think I have to remove... What is that? The fuck is that? I'm going to clean that off. I think I have to remove this one. I know I have to remove one. I have to look at that in a minute, but you have to solder here, 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 and here. I think that's it. Like, yeah, that's not much. All right, so let's remove the resistor. There is a... Let's see here. Let's see. We are from the motherboard for R1610 and R609, which are pictured below, and remove completely from the board. All right. So R60, they are right. Yeah, it is these two, R10, R609, which are pictured below, and remove completely from the board. So I'm removing both of these. Both of them go away. Okay. So both of these are going away. And then a line of flex cable. Okay, so it's just those. I thought I was removing more, but I guess it's just these that I'm removing. So I'm going to try my desoldering gun and see if that makes it a little easier. And I'm actually going to keep these resistors, because if they are the same resistor that I'm missing on that other board, the same type, that will help out immensely, because I can just replace them. All right, so let's make sure I'm doing the right one. 10 and 09. All right, cool. I don't know. This thing is more for like individual points, but we're gonna try it anyway. Oh, whoa, whoa. I'm getting too crazy. You guys remind me. Don't forget my flux. All right, here we go. These things are actually soldered all over the board. I probably don't need to use this. I just need to use the solder gun. Yeah. This is not the application for this. I need to clean that as well. Go on there. This thing's hot as fuck. I don't want it to fall. Okay, cool. So let's go to the solder gun. I mean, not gun, soldering iron. Now I'm using a smaller tip this time. Last time I was not using this small tip. And I think that was part of the issue I was having last time as well. It was too big of a tip. Wish me luck. You know what? I'm going to use a braid to suck that solder up. That'll be a big help. Now the flux on the braid, I did not know that. That's like a trick. Apparently that helps get the solder off even more. There we go. Got one. Got the other one. Yay! First thing down. Oh shit, it was the wrong ones. I'm just joking. I would shit myself if I did that. Whoops. Alright, so I want to keep these. They are extremely small. Like, you guys probably can't even see them. I'm using a double magnifying glass. Let me see. That, I won't even focus on it. But that's the resistor. Yeah. The fuck. I dropped it. There it is. It's very small. Very hard to see. Extremely delicate. So, I'm going to put these over here. Because I think I'm going to transplant those to that other board, to that one that I lost. I don't know where the hell it went. And that will help that situation out quite a bit. So I'm going to get the rest of this solder off. No, just this little bit of extra here. Real quick. Oops, wrong one. That was the wrong one. Oh shit! I started it to the board. I started the actual braid to the board. Whoops! I left it there a little bit too long. Don't do that, kids. All right, cool. So those are pretty cleaned up. I think we're looking good there. All right, so we've gotten those off, and then it says to solder the flex cable into place along the chip's flow. Shows all that. What is this here? And then solder the highlighted connections into place. Okay, that's all the stuff we've done. All right, I swear we were supposed to remove another one. Like another... Man, I swear there was another one we removed. I guess not. But real quick, before I do something dumb, let me just consult my video real quick. Just to make sure. I'm not following along with this video. I'm kind of searching through it because I just want to make sure that there's not another resistor I'm supposed to like pull off. I don't think there is.
Power port right here. So we're going to be focusing on this chip right here. And this chip. This
Yeah.
This is the audio IC. First thing we need to do is we need to remove these resistors right here. So
Yeah, that's the ones I just removed. Okay. Like I said, this is the guy who made this damn thing.
there we go.
So good on him.
We're removing these
I'm going to go with whatever he says.
Now what we're going to do is flip this around so you can see better. So let's see.
I think that's it. I know this isn't really entertaining to watch me just sit here and stare at a video, guys.
So this capacitor right here, we need to drop a little bit of flux on this side. We're just going to put a little bit of solder, a little bit of leaded solder on this side, just because it's a hard heat area. And put solder on now because we want front lid on.
I didn't do that last time.
Back out. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray a little bit of rubbing alcohol there and just wipe that area up or
Okay, cool.
clean it up because this is going to be covered up by a flex cable. So now we're going to take our flex cable.
All right, so where's my flex cable? We're going to take our flex cable here. Put it down. This one, that's what he was talking about. I'm going to put a little bit of solder on that one. He was saying apparently that's a tough place to get to. I don't remember having trouble with that one last time, but you know what? I want to eliminate all possibility of issues this time. Because I don't want to be doing this again unless I'm doing it on a totally different system. I want this fucker done. Oh my god, where's the end of my solder? There we go. I'll check out the comments here in just a minute. Or the chat, rather. There we go. I don't want to overdo it. I have a bad habit of doing that. Just want enough on there for it to grab onto. All right. So it appears that all of the teeth are still there. And actually the teeth on the bottom are great. So I'm going to get a connection one way or the other. There's this one. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's hard to see because it you know, you get this close and it doesn't want to focus. But these are all, this silver line, it looks like to you guys, these are all individual teeth. It's not going to focus on it. But those are all individual teeth, like 16 of them or so. And one of them kind of floated away. It's still there, though. I got it on there. All right, so let's clean up all that flux I put on there. Before we cover it up with the ribbon cable. Dry up. This is 99% isopropyl alcohol. It dries extremely quickly. That's why you want to use it when cleaning electronics and stuff. But you know what? I want to clean this white shit off or whatever that is. I have a feeling that the alcohol is not going to get that off. I'm probably going to have to scrape it off. It's on that chip right there. I guess I don't have to get that off. Is it, I mean, it's under, I don't know what it is. It's like some type of adhesive or glue. Probably something from the factory that just kind of like, I mean, I guess it's not hurting it. It is a glue of some sort. I don't want to fuck with it too much. I mean, it was working, so. I got a decent amount of it off. I just don't want it to like fall down in, so. Let's not overdo it. I don't want to do too much. Alrighty, here we go. Now remember, the tough part here was just getting that first bite. And making sure it's straight. Now, from what I understand, it doesn't have to be like 150% straight, but it needs to be pretty damn close. And these are some very small connections. So I'm going for as close to straight as possible. But see, you have to get it straight. You have to get it straight here and also over here. Which I think it looks like they show it on here. You're 2 in from the left. Right? Yeah. Man, his shit is like super, super. Alright, so that is 100% straight. But then I gotta make sure it's straight down here because I remember that last time I came down here and it was just a little bit off. It worked. That's dead on right there. So that is dead on where I need it. So let's do this shit. Let's just go ahead and make it happen. Now this capacitor right here on the end really makes me nervous. I'm just trying to line everything up because it's got to hit like all these different points along the way. Shit. Don't you hate when you do something like that? You have it all lined up and you fucking move it. Very frustrating. Alright, that's it right there. I really wish I had tinned my, fuck. And this is why you tin your soldering iron in advance. Which I did not do. Let's straighten this fucker up again. Okay. I know there's connections. I got some bridges there, which I'll go clean those up. But I just wanted to get it set in place. Because once it's in place, I can free up my other hand. That helps a lot. You clean this connection up and I'll take a look at the comments. Or, you know what I mean. The chat. Put a bit too much on there. It's alright though. I need to suck that off. That's a terrible way to say that. Get my traditional sucker. Now, I never claimed to be a great solderer, so I don't want to hear it from nobody. And fuck it, let's try this desoldering tool. Maybe it'll do it. It is what it's there for, I guess. I have to clean that up. I don't want to fuck around with it too much, though. And of course I loosened the fucking ribbon cable. That's alright. Whole bunch of fucking solder down there now. Hey, get off this big glob. I did not mean for that to go on there. Oh shit. My desoldering iron tip was touching my fucking multimeter. Smells like burnt plastic in here now. We're doing it. Almost got it. Damn, I wish I hadn't dropped that on there. This is a bitch. Why does that look like that? I'm trying to move the solder down onto the bottom pins so I can just tack onto it easily. If I can get it from this top part down to this bottom part and just like drag it across, then I can turn this bad situation into a good situation. I don't think soldering is supposed to be this hard. Trying to spread the wealth a bit, if you will. I know this is the most boring part of this whole process, so sorry guys. I think it'll get a little bit more exciting after I figure this out. And we're getting there. I mean, they warn you when going into this mod now. They tell you this is a very challenging mod. And they were not lying. It is. Very challenging. I think I got most of it. I'll spend more time cleaning this thing up than anything. I'm gonna do one more pass with this braid, and then I am going to put the ribbon cable back on. And hopefully it goes a little bit better this time. This didn't break. All right, good enough. All right, let's see what you guys are saying over here before I jump back in here. Hey, what's up, Caden? How you doing? Jacob is a mastermind genius when it comes to electronics. I wouldn't. I'm good with electronics. Soldering is not my strong point. I'm getting there though. That's the only way. That's how you get better at things. Just do it. Figure it out. Just practice. I probably shouldn't have jumped right into like one of the more difficult things to do when it comes to soldering. I've done some other light soldering, but you know what? That's how I do. I work well under that pressure of knowing, hey, this is $280 worth of product you could fuck. So you better get it right. You have really steady hands when doing this. Yeah, it's once I can get, if I can get 1 point, just 1 point down solid, then I'm able to free up a hand, and it just that'll make it go a lot quicker. Once I can get that one solid connection. Well, if you F up surgery, you get arrested for murder. My wife might arrest me because I wasted $280 on this mod. Sounds great. I'm going to order one of these things and force Jacob to do this all over again. Hey, I won't mind doing it again as long as it's not to this one again. I just want to get this one done and I'll feel much better. Each one will be better and better. Now, all the other mods went fantastic. Everything else I'm extremely happy with. They went great. I'm looking at them all right there, and I really want to get them over here so I can show you guys all those. But this one has to be done before everything else. But this is the most... yeah, I'd say this is the most expensive mod out of all of them. The emulator board is expensive, but you can find it for a little bit cheaper. This and the emulator board are right around the same amount, depending on when and where you get it, because it's hard to find those boards. But this one is just always expensive. You're not finding a cheaper version of it. I tried. Well, I don't know. With all these mods, if you see how much it costs to buy a similar product, you might second guess that. You might want to think about that purchase. I mean, hey, if you want to purchase one, I will gladly make you one. But I got to see how much I have into it. I know how much they go for when they have all the mods. I'm thinking about doing some LEDs in it too. We'll look at the final product. I've wanted a Dreamcast for a long time. Was definitely one of my favorite systems. I remember NBA 2K on it. Had to believe NBA 2K23. Hard to believe him. Yeah. The 2K series started on the Dreamcast. And now look at it. It's like second only to, I mean, depending on who you ask, to Madden. For football, I know they have their NBA. Actually, they destroyed NBA Live, I think, was... I never played those games, but I think that was the EA version, and they kind of went... That one tanked. Yeah, the first one was a game changer. Went a long way forward. Now, I remember when the Dreamcast came out, that like the games it had were like, people were like, holy shit, this is a huge leap, because it was. Malpractice, maybe it won't be murder. I don't know. Fright Films is over in Europe. They might do that shit in Europe. In the UK, they might arrest your ass if you fuck up on a surgery. I don't know. Over here, you probably malpractice. You get splashed out with the green. Did I? Green is my favorite color. I installed a green LED on this thing. All right, let's do this. Okay, so line this up. And those two are lined up. Now I just need to check these down here. They are not lined up. That's lined up perfect down there. Let's check the top. And of course, now the top is not lined up. Let's bring my magnifying glass down a little so I can look at both of them through the same lens. There it is. Okay, let's do this shit. My finger's like really close to it. I'm afraid I'm going to burn it. I'll bleed for my craft. Where the fuck is my fluff? There it is. So I am not going to put any more solder on. I'm just going to bring it down here. There we go. Add a little bit more. I'm going to tin my tip, but not too much. A little goes a long way with this thing. I'm going to do little by little. I don't want to overdo it. Looking good. Ish. Not looking bad. Now I've got a good bit of solder already on there. So I'm just going to try and spread that wealth around. All right. I think there's a couple of spots. I know I've got some. All right, we're connected. I'm going to roll with that, and I'm going to come back and clean that up after I've got the other points should be much easier since I have this one done now. I'm just going to work my way down the line now. Because now we have these two resistors here that I have to just tight. And there's already solder on these from when I did it before. This one here. And this point, which I've already got a big glob of solder there and this. So I got a few spots right in here. There. Now those are just single points, so they shouldn't be too bad. Real quick, let me look at, let me just check the video out real quick to make sure that's what he does.
Just like this.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably end up changing my solder tip to a flat tip and coming back and cleaning up this in a little while.
I'm gonna focus in on this here, and then I think this one and this one and this one go to this resistor. I actually look at the schematics, align this.
Well, he went and did the other ribbon first.
See, the cable is raised up a little bit. I'm gonna go and push it down right here. Solder this end.
That's a good idea. Like I said, he's the guy who made the damn thing, so I'm going to go along with what he said. So we're going to do this this chip down here first. It's pretty lined up, pretty damn. I'm very happy with that. Last time it was, I remember last time I did this, like it was just barely off. I think it would have been okay, but I was like kind of irritated that it was like that. Whoops, I need to trim my tip a little bit. Now let's try not to get so much solder on this one like I did last time. Well, shit. All right, we're connected. Not totally, but I'm going to go ahead and do this side real quick. So if the other side gets unconnected, it'll just fall back into place easily. I see one point I'm going to have to clean up, but I want to get this other one down pat first. I'm actually very happy with that one. I wish the top one had gone that easy. Okay. So Yeah, we're down all the way around. All right, cool. So both of our ribbon or strips are done. Now I know I'm gonna have to clean up there, and there. But I'm gonna change tips for that, I believe. So now's the well, I don't want to jinx it. I just got to do these other points. Let me make sure those are the same points. See what my man here says.
These slopes kind of bring that solder up from the bottom. I like to make.
And that's what he does too. He puts a bit too much, and then he goes back and cleans it up with a flat iron. So.
Backside of this cap right here that we put that little thing of solder for. I'm actually gonna turn my iron up a little bit. This is even though it's a positive area, it's a plus 3.3. No, it's not plus connections. So now we're gonna do these two holes right here.
Pretty sure he's doing.
Tip. Push this down so it's flat. Fill that in.
Okay, that's what I did.
Some more solder on your tip. I'm gonna fill this hole in right here.
I'm just making sure I got all the same spots.
Go ahead and add a little more of this. I'm not done over here yet. We're gonna make two connections over here.
Is that it?
And solder, and this is kind of a long bridge. Also gonna bridge this right here.
Is that it?
I'll clean that up so it's better, not so shiny, so easier to see. And JP1 should also be Jones.
Oh, and I got to put something on JP1. Why didn't he? I don't understand.
I'm gonna go down to this area right here.
Oh, we got one behind. All right.
I'm gonna solder this connection on.
And this guy makes it look so fucking easy. And some of it is. Like these ones I'm about to do, they're not too bad. Okay, cool. All right. Let me check out the comments, and we're going to jump to this easy part, and then hopefully we'll be done with this shit. With this part. Antonio says he has a serial killer encyclopedia. I don't know if that's scary or not. Do you watch that chapter? Yeah, I do. I don't watch as much now, but I used to a lot. When I was at work, I used to listen to that thing at work all the time. Like, what's this guy plan on doing? Thumbs up. Hey, James Gibbs, how you doing? In your video, use a flat tip. I remember using. Yeah, he's using a tip like. I've got one. I've got two of them actually, but they're just wider. And this one I got is the most fine tip I have, and I just want to kind of get it all on there with that one, and then I'll use this wider one. I think the wider one is going to spread it out. When I go on there to these, I got like 3 bridges that I know of, and I'll just kind of go and like he was showing you, just like scrape it, and I think the wider tip will disperse it more. If nothing else, I'll be able to get it up with a braid a bit more, but since it'll be held down on all these other points on the ribbon cable, it won't pop off like before. Like because I know there's a few here, and well, there's 2 here and there's 1 here. But once I have all these other points down, this thing will be like secured, so then I can go through, and if in the process of me trying to clean these up, then if it loosens that connection, it won't fly off. It'll be there, and then I can just hold it down and redo it. Because that's that's one of the hardest parts, is just getting this shit secured straight, because it has all these places it lines up with, and if you're off, it's fucked. So okay, let's do these few little ones. These should not take long. Last time I remember them not taking long. I need a stronger magnifying glass. I'm using 2 magnifying glasses, actually. There we go. And then we've got these 2 and these 2. So let's flex these bad boys up. I'm happy with that. Are these 2 flat? Those are pretty damn flat. I think actually there's enough solder left on here that I'll be able to just make the connection. I think I made that one. It's honestly a fucking miracle that I didn't fuck up this ribbon cable last time. I fucked up the board I was working on, but not the ribbon cable. Okay, I think he said JP2. Is that in the book? Let's see. I think this happened to me last time. I don't have a JP2, so maybe this is a newer one. Is that the one he said, JP? Let me go back. I want to be sure. I don't want to come back to this. I'm pretty sure he said bridge JP2, but that might, like I said, that might be an older... This might be an older version he's doing. JP1. Let's try on ground and VGA. I don't have that. Should be right on his. It's right here. There's R1 and R2. There's that. That JP thing he's got is right here. But there ain't shit there. So I'm guessing that's an older one. Because it goes to C1. Now there's nothing in between. It was on this line right here. I guess this is a revision or something, so it's not on there. So that's good. It's not in the instructions either, so you know, that's a plus. All right, almost done with this part. So let's see. We got that. Need this one down here, right there. One more point. What the fuck are my tweezers? Oh. Okay. So let's just check all the connections. They all appear they're all good. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up. And then we're going to flip it over and do 3 more points that are pretty easy. Well, I say easy. They are, in fact, the ones that I fucked up the board on last time, but I've got, you know, I feel more confident this time. I have better wire and whatnot. And I have a better tool set this time around, but get all this extra excess flex off of here. Now I am fully aware. Let's go ahead and get something clear out of the way right now. Quite honestly, when I'm done with this, I do not expect in a few minutes when we put this thing back together. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't expect it to work. I expect the Dreamcast to work. I don't expect the HDMI port to work, because I know I've got these bridges. Now, the only guiding, bright spot to that is, I don't know which ones, but on that one on the top, this one, with all the teeth, you don't need all those for the mod, is my understanding. That's what I had been told. You don't actually need all of those to make a connection. It's got extras on there. So, yeah, that's I guess a good thing. Yay. So it may work, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't work when I first turn it on. Now, I have the AV port still, so I should still be able to see all the other mods. But there's a good chance to know by the end of this, we will have this thing put together in just a few minutes. And the work will be done, but I fully expect that I will have to open it back up again on my own when I don't have a microphone on my face and cameras and all that, and I have a little bit more of a room to breathe, and clean these sections up, and then hopefully it will work. And at that point, after that, I may do another video with some gameplay, but I'm not going to put you guys through all this again. Another reason that I'm going to wait on that is because this motherfucker's hot. So in order for me to change the tip to the one I need to fix the situation, I have to wait for it to cool down. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but I don't feel like, I've got pliers and everything. I just don't feel like doing all that. And I honestly am kind of tired of fucking with this thing, so I'm going to hook up everything else just right, so then all I got to do is clean up these points and come back to it. I don't mind. Taking a Dreamcast apart is not that hard. I don't mind coming back and doing that later. I just want to get this thing put together. Okay. I guess I'll take a look at comments real quick, and then we're going to flip this board over and do this last 3 points, or really 6. 3 on one side and 3 on the other. But they're just single points, and then we start putting her together. Let's see. What's up, Ryan? Ryan is here from What Were You Watching? Check out Ryan's Delta Force 1 video. And hey, Ryan, that thing that we talked about, the thing, by Thursday. I planned on doing it today, but it's probably tomorrow or Thursday I will do it, and then yeah. So much talk about tips, my face is turning red. Well, yeah. I got big tips, got little tips. Just the tip. Nice, no right. All right, cool. Word. But yeah, you guys check out Ryan's channel. And Antonio's too. I always forget. I don't forget you have a channel, Antonio, but I forget to tell people because, I don't know, you've been in here so long. I have a sneaking suspicion that Ryan has an awesome video coming up soon, though. Soonish. Okay. Let's flip this bad boy over. And let's enter into the part that last time I screwed the board up on. I'll show you guys since I've got it. I know I pointed it out from afar earlier, but with this different view. Here's the board from last time. And, okay, yeah, there it is. It's probably hard to see. Let me point to it. It's hard for me to look at the camera, at the video in this. Right there. That spot. That is supposed to be silver. Like, it's supposed to be a pad that you can solder to. It's black because I burned it out. And unfortunately for this one, the way, I don't know how to fully fix that because it's attached to the main chip. So, yeah. This board may actually be bad. I'm sure there's a way to fix it. Now, this over here, right here, these are our other two contact points. These two resistors, they're those itty-bitty resistors. Like I took off the other side. You just attach a wire there and attach a wire there. As you'll see, there's still a resistor here. Well, you probably don't see. There's still a resistor there. This one is just gone. But I've got those extras over there. So what I plan on doing is transporting one of them over to here, and hopefully I can, this is still a usable board. But that's a project for another day. Today we're working with a perfectly good usable board. And let's see if I can find that spot again. I think it's here. Let me consult my book. Turn the motherboard over and search for R601 and solder a wire to each. R6. Oh, I remember this. It said the wrong one last time. Oh, there it is. I had it upside down. So we gotta go to R601 and R602, and I think the little test point is right there. So these two, right? Yes, that is correct. Here and here. All right, so before we do that, wire. We need wire. Now I got new wire. The wire was part of the problem last time too. I was using too thick of a wire, or not really too thick. It was, the 22 gauge is okay to use, I suppose. He doesn't really say what he uses. He just says solder wire. So, I mean, unless it says somewhere in the, let me look in the front of the book. Flex cable, small drill, metal snip, solder. Electronic wire is all it says. Now, both of these are electronic wire. He doesn't give a gauge. Yeah, he doesn't give a gauge. Now, I've got 22 gauge, which is traditionally what a lot of people use for electronics, small electronics. This is very small. I've also got 30 gauge. Where did I put those? Oh, they're right here. I've got 30 gauge, and I think I'm going to use that. They're both flexible. But actually, I wanted to strip the 30 and take a look at it first. This 30 gauge is extremely small. I think I'm going to go with the 30. I think that this will be fine. Because this isn't like high voltage or anything like that. I think this will be perfect. It's extremely small wire. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Now, I know that it is going to need to go the length. It's going to need to go the length of the board. From about here. And then when it gets to the end of the board, it's going to need to flip over. I'm just going to put I'm going to give us a lot. Let me give us a healthy amount. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut the other two. Now, I'm using different colored wires. He did all white wire, it looks like. And the things that I did read about this, pretty much everybody was like, oh, you need to mark your wire and do one shorter, one this and that, so you don't get it mixed up. So I'm just using different colors so I don't get it mixed up. I know which ones go where. It doesn't really matter. I mean, wire's wire. The color of the wire, it's not like bombs in movies where it's like, cut the blue wire. I mean, the blue wire could be anything. I mean, traditionally in like electronics or with wire, black is usually, or red is usually hot, and white is usually a negative. Green, ground, you know, these things, there are some commonalities in electronics, but that doesn't mean that they, I mean, if somebody's making something, they can do it however the hell they want. That's why I never got that. I've known that for like a long time, so that's why whenever in the movies they're like doing bombs and they're like, cut this wire and that wire, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. I think that they trace the wire and they figure out what the wire actually is. Like, is it a ground wire? Is it a hot wire? Okay. So we're gonna strip off an extremely small portion of each of these. All right, moment of truth. Take off a little bit more of this black. Got our wires. And see, these are much more wiggly. They won't put so much pressure. Whoa, almost laid those on top of the desoldering iron. Which I don't think I need that anymore. No. Let's turn you off. Because I've almost burned myself on this 20 times. This is a great little tool, by the way. If you ever do any soldering, and especially desoldering, I would suggest getting one of these. It's not expensive. Now, I mean, they have these, the suckers. You know, you put it on there. It's just like a reverse plunger, pretty much. You put it down there, you heat it up with it. You got to like do this and you heat it up and you go boop. And you guys, if you watch my other videos, you've seen me use this before. This works, but this works awesome. This is the same thing. It actually has one of these built into it right here. It comes out. And you see it's loaded right there. Now they have the guns that do it like you just put them on there and it does the same thing. Those are really expensive. This thing works fantastic. Now I don't know, long term it might not, but I used it this morning to fix the controller board. And holy shit, it works great. It has an iron tip, and you just put it right down. It's great for points. It's not great for like chips and stuff like that, but like if you're doing a point, you're wanting to desolder just one single point, you just put it down on there and go boop, and it just heats it up and sucks it up. It's a great fucking tool, man. I mean, you can do it with just a soldering iron, but, you know, and it didn't cost, that thing doesn't cost a lot either. So why, you know, work smarter, not harder. Alrighty. So we are going to is that the right one? R601. Yeah, these two. Okay, cool. I definitely don't want to solder it to the wrong one. That'd be my luck. Oh, damn it. Yeah, it's not that big a deal. I didn't know I was pulling on that, and I loosened one of the solder connections. That's cool. I can do that real quick, but I'll do that in a minute. So we're going to do red to R601. Because why not? Let's put us a little bit of flux down. I'll put on both of them. Tin the wire. This wire may already be tinned. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to tin it either way. If you're wondering what that means, that's when you take, you put solder on the end of the wire first, so that way when you put it over here, you really just heat up the wire and it just sticks to it. Keep dropping the damn wire. All right, we're on there. It ain't beautiful, I ain't gonna lie. That I'm not in love with that. Let's add a little bit. One more time. There we go. Now we're going to do our yellow wire on the one right next to it. That's even better. Well, yeah, good connections. Very happy with that. All right, now for the one that I fucked up last time. And that would be find test point above IC206 and also solder our wire to this point. Okay, so I know it's right around here. I think this is it. IC206? Yep. Yep. Okay, yeah, and there's a little arrow pointing at it. There she is. IC206. Okay, that one right there. So there's already solder on her. Where's my black? There we go. Got my black wire. We are almost done. I'm happy. So I'm kind of over this shit. Cool. We're in it. I'm gonna regret this. Just add a little bit of solder. Just to make me feel better about that connection there. Fuck, of course. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's on there. Fuck it. I'm leaving it the fuck alone. It's on there. Good enough. All right, so I got some shrink wrap. I don't have a heat gun, but I think with the tip of the solder I could probably make this happen. What I'm gonna do... Whoa! I sprung a leak! Just to secure these in place, I'm gonna take this little tubing, cut it up, and slide it in here to hold these together. So they'll kind of like contribute to each other's stability. Now hopefully I can get this to shrink up tight with the tip of the soldering iron. What this is just like if you've never used this before, it's just heat tubing, and when you heat it up, it shrinks. And you usually use it to, like, when you repair a wire or something, or you have a connection, you'll put this over where like the repair was, and then it just shields it from stuff. You would usually use like a heat gun or something, and it would shrink it up, but this is working. As you see, it shrank, and it's just giving them a little bit more stability. Okay, so we got that. We're good there. So now, take the following wires and connect them to the DC HDMI board where P1, P2, and RST connectors are. Test point, okay. Install the motherboard back in the Dreamcast and back to, okay, cool. So let's flip this over. Now, I do need to real quick, because in moving in while it was flipped over, I bumped this too much and it broke this connection right here. But that, I don't even think I need to add anything to it. I think if I just hold it down, put a very small amount of flux on it. I think that's all it needs. Well, maybe it needs a little bit more than that. Maybe I was wrong. There we go. Afraid I was wearing that pad out. Yeah, let's be careful with that. Just gonna leave that alone. All right, so now I got to get the base out. So here is the shielding that has the HDMI board on it and the bottom of the Dreamcast. I can't remember if we put this in first or not. Let me look at our good friend over here and see what he did.
That'll make sense more later on. I see. Now what I like to do is 100% off. The easiest thing to do. So how I do it is turn the motherboard like this.
Okay, so he put the shielding in first. Cool. Let's move this out of the way for the moment. Just for a moment. Man, all them wires, I'm real paranoid they're going to get yanked out. I guess I can... So as you can see here, I've already got installed, I've already put the Wi-Fi, this is for Wi-Fi, this is a Wi-Fi antenna. And this is the new fan mod. This completely replaces the old fan. It's a much larger one, that's why it's in there like at an angle. And this shroud right here is 3D printed, so it'll fit in there just right. But beyond that, and it has a much longer cord that has a connector for the control board, so there's a little bit more flexibility there. The hole for the HDMI port is much nicer looking now. There's a piece of something on there. But yeah, it looks much more like an HDMI port hole now. And when the HDMI port's in there sticking out, it looks real nice. Let's get all this shit out of the way. Oh yeah, and I gotta take these screws out. I kind of wish I hadn't taken this shielding out now. I took it out today. For apparently no reason. Whoa. This is the control. This is the front of the system. And as Anakin said, this is where the fun begins. Now getting this thing in here is a little tricky. It's not tricky, it's just, it's tight. It has a very particular way that it goes in. And typically this fan right here would not already be in there. You'd do that afterwards, but I didn't feel like taking it back out. You got these little pegs all around that line it up. Just make sure you're all the way down. I did make that mistake the first time. I did not have it all the way down, and I had to go back and reverse a few steps. Looks like we're down there. As you can see, there's the HDMI port now in the back. I got a little piece of something there. Looks real nice. Alright, we'll hook up our Wi-Fi last. It's fucking fan cord. I wish I had taken it out now. Okay, so they suggest we turn this way. And we bring our board over. Like so. Now these 3 wires have to go right here. So I'm guessing we should just cut them short enough for that. Let's make sure.
We're going to be soldering to these pads right here. So.
So my little special book says, now install the motherboard back into the Dreamcast. Take the following wires and connect them to the HDMI board where the P1, P2, and RST. P1, P2, RST. So we're not, yeah, we're skipping one. I know the reset is the black one. The yellow one is R601 to P1, R602 to P2. Okay. So R601 is the red one. So red goes to P1. That pad. Cool. Let me check my little guy here and make sure he's not like, oh, leave like a whole bunch of
These wires too close. And get a good length here for solder. A little more of it. Make things easier. I'm going to solder this to the RST, which stands for reset.
Okay, looks like we don't need any like extra wire.
Or strip one of these is because that is P1.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I didn't need like some like crazy insane length of wire. It looks like I do not. I'm gonna give it just a little bit of extra because, you know, just in case. So yeah, I had a bit much on there, one could say. What's really annoying, Fright? Jacob thinking it's time for revenge Dreamcast? Yeah. I think this Dreamcast is getting revenge on me. I thought I fucked up the board, the little cable a few minutes ago. It's like, fuck, not again. I don't think I need both these. I'm just stripping a wire right now. I didn't think you guys really were like, oh man, we got to see that wire strip in action. And maybe some of you, that's your thing. If so, I'm sorry I'm not showing that. All right. We're going to P1, P2, and RST. These are all small, like, threaded wires, so twist them a little bit. We're almost there. And we are almost done. Yeah, that's one of my kids just ran down the stairs yelling shit. I don't know why I got this big ass neon sign that says live outside my office to let them know I'm online. But whatever. So we're gonna put down, got too much stuff going on. Put my flux down. Get my iron ready. The iron is hot. Put just a little bit of solder on my iron. Because there's a fair amount of solder on these pads. So we said 601 is to P1. 601 is red. So let's take red right here. Ooh, black wire. Beautiful. And 602 is P2. 602 is the yellow wire. Gorgeous. And that means test point is RST, test point's the black one. I think I burned up all my flux. I'll just put just a touch more. Just, I don't want my last one to screw up. Beautiful. Let's bring this over here. I mean, we're so close, I feel like something's going to go wrong. Now, full transparency, I do not expect the HDMI mod to work in a moment. And honestly, I mean, now that I think about it, because that is on the actual chip, there's a chance that it won't, like, because the chip, I just thought about it, because the HDMI I don't expect to work, but there's a chance that the audio video as a whole won't because I have that bridge. So just know that, but that doesn't mean that it's not working. If so, I know exactly what's wrong. So, you know, there's that. But I'm fully aware that I'm going to have to reopen this thing again. But I wanted to go ahead and get it all together, and all the points are done. I'm very happy with this part of it. Like, and this is the part that I fucked up last time, so I'm very happy that I got that done. But I fully expect to have to go clean up those 3 points. I just don't want to do it right now. I'm so over this. I want it done. And I think that's it. Install the motherboard back in the Dreamcast and put back together. I'll need to put the ribbon cable. We're just going to have to put our ribbon cable right here. I think we're good. Let's go ahead and put this bitch together. Please none of these cables break while I'm putting it in here. I will cry if that happens. I might break the fucking thing. Does it have the clips?
In a USB GROM, I recommend hooking up the optional pad right here, and having a wire run out, and flipping this to. Just remove that. I'm just gonna drop it in. Let's go and hook the flex cable up. Goes in nice and easy.
Okay. Flex cable just goes in. I wanted to make sure it wasn't one of those ones you had to pull out. Oh. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on this thing because I know it's got that weak point. Just please go in the fucking hole. Ah. All right, we're in there. Oh, fuck. I didn't hook the Wi-Fi up. It's okay. Can I do it without undoing the flex cable? I should be able to. It's right there. I need both hands to do it. I need this thing propped up. Come here, alcohol bottle. No, pulling. Let's see if I can do this shit one-handed. This thing's kind of a bitch to put on. I mean, they show you in the video, they make it look all easy and shit. You just gotta line it up just right. Something's off. There we go. You got these little peg stands here and here. Well, right here, and right here. And they won't let it sit flat unless you kind of pop those down. All right, cool. Let's put this bitch together. You get black screws all on the back. Don't over tighten. And by the way, also when you're screwing into plastic, especially new plastic, do at least half a turn back and then forward. That way you don't cross thread your wires. I mean your hole. So close, says Fright Films. Yes, we are. Once we get the board in, everything else just falls into place. Like, we've really only got a few more screws and this thing's together. A lot of the stuff in this build kind of bolts on. I'm not in love. I'm going to go back and mess with that joint, too, because I'm not in love with that. I'm not going to right now. Because like I said, I don't expect the HDMI portion of this build to work right now because I know I got to clean up those joints. And now, I mean, like I said a moment ago also, that I think about it, I probably, as I was putting it together, I would have just gone ahead and done those joints had I thought about it because I was like, oh, I got the AV port. But the AV port pulls from that same chip, so hopefully it works. It will. I mean, it will work in the like overall. I know that. Something's not right there. Now you get a long or a short gold screw over on this side. Now this is a new case, so it is particularly tight. All right, so that's, we get all our points. You have a post back here, but you have to cut it out. So you do miss a screw there, but there's so much other stuff holding this thing in. All right, so let's get our shielding. Pro tip, before you put the shielding in, put this piece in. These will not allow you to put it on once you have the shielding on. They go under the shielding. I did that, and you feel real dumb afterwards because you got to take it back off. Oh, son of Okay, so I feel dumb again. And if I make an actual, like, cut down version of this video, I'll cut this out. These screws I just put in, they go on top of the shielding. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Shit. That's why some of them were so tight there at the end. Damn it! It's alright. So close. Almost. Almost. We're almost there. We're gonna make it. Fried Film says sick beats in the background. Here? I don't have any music going in the background. Do I? No. Make sure I didn't leave something on. I used to do music on my streams, but then when I started taking my streams and cutting them up into individual videos, it made it really weird. Like the music would be jumping all over the place. Okay, let's try this again. All right, should sit pretty flat, which it is. Let's try these screws again. Get that fucking magnifying glass out of my way. I can see better. All right, so yeah, you get black all around except for this one right here next to the power. It gets a gold, a short gold. You have a long gold and short gold. It gets a short gold. Yeah, without that magnifying glass in the way, I can move a little faster. My magnifying glass just fell. I don't know why. It's still on though, so I guess it's okay. Oh, fuck. You do not put one there. That's a gold. Dumbass. We're almost there. Fried said, wow, progress. Yeah. All right. Okay. So now we need our controller port. Which is right here. Now, I replaced everything on here, including this LED is now green, but I accidentally reversed the polarity on it and burned it up. So I've got another one coming. That's an easy fix though. You just pop and just stick it in there. So yeah, there probably won't be a light on the front of this thing right now, but that's something I'm going to fix in the future. But I burned that LED up accidentally. I wasn't paying attention and whoops, there we go. All right, so the way that this goes in, you got to kind of come in at an angle and get these through these holes first. There it is. This can be a bitch to get in if you like don't do that angle thing. It doesn't seem like it, but yes, it can be. This gets long gold screws. Like that. We're almost there. All right, so then, as I said, this is the fan mod. Now I'm not going to take it out. It's held in by one screw right there. It's just this little shroud that comes on and this Noctua fan that comes with this little connector and that actually plugs into it replaces the connector that goes into the controller port right there. And then you have these two. And what it does is it does give you more wiggle room and space. Also, I'll show you when we get to the top case, there's a modification you have to make to the top of the case because of this fan. But you just take this and slide it together. Kind of tuck it away however you like. If you don't have a clear shell, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I have a clear shell. Now, the power supply. You get this little thing here. And it fits like in this, you got this stud here. And it's got a hole. It fits right down on that. It's got like a little clip there. Here's the new power supply. It's much smaller. The old power supply took up this entire channel here. This one, you got these spikes. There's holes on this one. Bam. Well, shit. There we go. Comes with a little gold screw. Goes here. Don't over tighten. You have, this is your power from your power switch. Plug in there. Now, back here in this channel, we have to get this out the back. It does come with this little printed, 3D printed piece, so it looks all nice in the back. Now, my cable was particularly long, so I strongly suggest like coiling it like a snake. It will make the entire process of closing this thing better too. I'm gonna coil it around this actually. Nope, I'm not. You just want to get it to where it like sits nice and fits down in this little channel here. There we go. It's got these little grooves. Ta-da! All right, so there's that. Now, for the most interesting mod, and one of the easiest mods, the DC... I lost a screw. Hang on. The DCEMU, Dreamcast EMU later. Now this is actually two products right here. You have the actual emulator, which it's screwed to it, so I'm not going to take it off. You see it's got screws here and on the other side. This black thing all around here, you'll see what that's for in just a minute. Since we did, remember we replaced, or we got rid of the CD, or GD technically, drive. This will replace it and make it look nice. Now, you don't have to have this. The board is just, it's just that thing right there. That's all it is a board about that big. Right there. This shroud fits on top of it, and it's got this button that you have to hook up and everything, and that's all. And it's got a, you'll see like an SD card reader extension that plugs into the actual board right here, and it's all coiled up, but then it pops out up here. And here's the SD card. It has a little holder, but then you have, well, if I can get it in there. I was doing it backwards. Ta-da! All right, so the way this goes in, it's real hard, guys. Real technical. This could be like the hardest part of the whole build. You have this connector here. This connector here. So yeah, more or less that's installed. Just make sure that's plugged in. You do have two screws that come with it as well, that come with this. Now if you don't use this, it comes, the actual DCEMU itself comes with like a little, these props to put it on. But you got this one screw in the back. And once again, this is a separate piece. You buy that separately. They are not expensive. Well, depending on which ones you get. Or you can 3D print them yourself if you have a 3D printer. And then it has a screw here. This is a longer screw. And that's it. You just got that screw, this screw, and the rest of it's held in by the connector over here. Kind of tuck the fan away down there to hold that back. And we're just about done. Now I was going to show you on the top of the case. This is inside. As you can, there's the front of the Dreamcast. The open button. Oh, right here. I got backwards. You'll see. Here's the original open. This right here. The mechanism. So when you push this button, it releases the door. This is the original one. You see there's the hook. This is a 3D printed piece that is missing this right here. This piece right here is cut out. As you can see, they're essentially the same, but this right here, because of the new fan, the fan's corner comes up right here. Well, technically right here. So they had to like design this one where it cuts this piece out so the fan doesn't interfere with the opening and closing of the thing. So you will have to, if you do that fan mod, it's not hard. I mean, you got 2 screws and a spring and then it's done. You have to install some type of alternative right here, which something like this, FYI. Okay. So just take this. Set her down on top. You want to make sure that you got 2 grooves in the back part for the PSU as well. Make sure you're not squishing anything. Everything should clip together rather nicely. Shouldn't have to force much. If you're having to force something, then something's pinched, and you want to go check that. There we go. It wasn't sitting right for me. All right, now you got 4 screws. They are black. The black Dreamcast screws. Now, with the exception of the 1 screw that's under the modem, these other ones are pretty deep. So if you like my screwdriver, I have this like fat head on the end. I have to use a separate screwdriver to do this part. There we go. Yeah, that wasn't quite lining up right. Now, I know it may be a little anticlimactic, but just don't be shocked if when I turn this thing on, it does not come on. I'm not saying that it won't work eventually, but with those solder joints in there like that, I'm not going to be surprised if it's just like, I'm sure it'll get power, but I'm not surprised if it won't like display anything. It really depends on what those 3 joints were, but just don't be surprised. But it does work. I mean, I've already done it, but I didn't feel like, I couldn't switch out the head on my iron. And, oh wait, one more thing. There it is. The modem. Can't forget the modem. The 56K modem. There is a broadband adapter you can get for this thing, but we have the Wi-Fi in it. You don't need... Ain't nobody playing online games on Dreamcast anymore. I mean, there's probably some servers out there, but that doesn't feel right. There we go. And there she is. Now, a couple of things, and we're going to turn her on. And for those of you that are, in all seriousness, like truly are interested in something like this, either building your own or purchasing one, because I do hope to be selling these very soon. A couple of things, and I will put, like, I'll have another stream at some point where I'm like, here it is all like, because I'm thinking about putting LEDs inside of it, but I don't want it to be too gaudy. But the symbol here, you can't see it very well. Let me turn my... There is one there. I don't like that. I have a metal one coming that looks really nice on this case. But it's going to be like 2 weeks before I have it. It's coming from somewhere else. So this symbol is going to look different, and it'll be custom. It's like metal and raised. So that's pretty cool. Also, so that's the system. Oh, what I was going to show you guys. That shroud, bam, is that. This is usually this is the CD drive, or GD drive technically. So that shroud makes this look like factory and nice and pretty. And it does look, it looks really... I mean, it looks legit, I ain't gonna lie. And this button right here, that is a reset button to take you back to the menu of the GDEMU, but also if you have a multi-disc game and it says change disc, you just hit that and it'll automatically switch to the next disc. Oh. This goes in there. I'm doing this backwards. So, also, so that's the console. And of course, this console is, I'd say, about 90% new. It's got a motherboard, and this little controller board back here is the only thing from the actual console, really. We have fan upgrade. You have HDMI, actual HDMI, as you guys saw, it's like from the motherboard, from the source, not like a converter. Got a new PSU. We have the DCEMU, which you can have every game just digitally right on there. There's also all kinds of modifications to the front here, to the controller port, all those capacitors and batteries. There is a green light for here instead of orange, but like I said, it's probably not going to come on because I burned it up accidentally. That was me being dumb. Also with this, it has a new power connector that looks like so. It's just a little connector. Ta-da. 5-volt. And the controller. The controller's a bit different. When I sell these, this is the one I'm going to put with it. I am trying to develop my own, but this one does suit the purpose for the moment. It's a more modern looking and feeling controller. It adds 2 buttons. Now they effectively just act as non-analog triggers. Like the triggers are analog. This is the triggers too, but they're clicky. It's very much in the form of like an Xbox controller, which is a really nice controller. But what I do like about it is it still has the functionality of the two spots. So it has full Dreamcast controller functionality. So that's cool. And it is a good feeling controller. I am working on designing my own controller that I'll 3D print and all this and that at some point in time, but I want a higher quality 3D print. That will be something similar to this form factor, like something similar to like the Xbox or a more modern controller, but I want to build the Rumble into it. And I want to retain the function of this, but I may just have 1 slot. Because the only thing, if Rumble's built in, the only reason you would need 2 slots is for the microphone, and there's like 1 game that uses that. Maybe I'll build a microphone in, I don't know. But I'm just trying to make a more modernized controller. Unfortunately, there is no way with a Dreamcast to have double thumbsticks. Wasn't a thing yet. So I guess the only thing left is to plug her in and see what happens. Which I'm telling you guys, what's probably going to happen is nothing. You'll probably see some lights come on, but I doubt we'll get much of an image. But let's try it out. Give me just a minute to move my table so I can get to my computer. Hang on. Okay. Here we are back to a little bit more of a normal view. Almost normal.
Just gonna
All right, so damn, I got more shit in my way. I got shit everywhere. Just shit everywhere. What's up, Magical? How are you? Okay. Moment of truth, but like I'm telling you guys, it's not. It is. There's. I highly doubt it's going to come on. And I'm not saying that expecting it to come on either. Oh shit, cancel. I really highly doubt it's going to come on. I mean, honestly, it might come on and do like a bunch of like or some crazy shit like that because of how I've crossed those connections. But here she is one more time. The Ultimate Dreamcast. Just a couple of little small things that we're going to be doing. Oh. Also, when I sell these, a mini HDMI to HDMI plug will come with it because that is how it connects. A high, not a cheap one either. You know what? I'm not going to do that. For my setup right now, I'm going to use a different cable. I don't even think the damn thing's going to work anyway. But it will work down the line. All right. God damn it. My switch box fell. Hang on. I got all kinds of switch boxes and shit set up over here because when you have all these consoles ready to play, you gotta have that. It's a pain in the ass sometimes. This controller has a very long cord too. Plugging her in. Switch over to HDMI. Oh, I gotta plug HDMI in. All right, let's see what happens. Please don't blow up. Well, that's odd. I don't smell anything burning, so that's a plus. I'm not getting power. I figured for sure we'd get power, 'cause I had power yesterday. That's interesting. Nothing I did would have caused it not to have power. Even if the HDMI didn't work, it should have power. Well. Especially since it had power yesterday because I was using it. Well. Did I not connect something? I connected the power. I see it. I see the power right there connected. I don't know. Maybe there's like a connector or something loose in there. Because it ain't getting shit. Because there's like a little blue light on the power right there on the PSU. And when it kicks on the fan and everything. And that wouldn't have anything to do with the video or even that ribbon cable. I could have fucking raped that motherboard and it would still power on. It might not do anything, but it would still power on. So that is odd that it's not powering on at all. No burning. Yeah, so it didn't burn up. I don't know, man. I do wish it had powered on. I didn't expect to get any video, but I do wish it had powered on. That's interesting. Well, I guess I'm just going to take it apart again, but not on here. I will not be taking it apart on live. This is more or less, let's see here. This is it. I mean, this is what the damn thing looks like. You can't, it's harder to tell with the chroma key and everything. It's a clear shell. Where's aha. As you can see, the chroma key makes it look weird, but that's the inside of it. I do promise it did work yesterday. And it will work. I'll have another video at some point showing it up in you know, what do they call it? In action. And I'll have the new logo on there. The light will be fixed, and you know, it'll get fucking power. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not right now, but probably this evening or tomorrow, I'll take it apart and I'll fix those couple of connections I knew I was gonna have to go back in after. And I bet there's just a wire, maybe just something stupid I just forgot to connect or didn't push in all the way or something like that. Because for power, that's all it would be. There's no reason the power shouldn't come on. So I'll get in there and check it out. And yeah, I will do another video. I mean, the build is complete, more or less. Like I said, those couple of real small things. I mean, putting that decal on is going to be like 3 seconds. There's a couple of little things that go along with it, but that's more or less the build. Just got to clean up those posts. Just do better soldering if you try this yourself. I will, after I see that, then I will, anyone who's interested in purchasing them, I understand why right now you wouldn't be, because you're like, it don't work. But after I troubleshoot this one, it will work, because it did work yesterday. It was actually pretty cool. Like, you just go in there, and everything is right here in this EMU board, and you just pull it up. It opens up like a regular Dreamcast, But instead of going to a game, it goes to an extra menu where you just have all your games listed. And it has like a picture of each disc and all that. You pick the game and go into it. I also plan on doing something similar to this to the Sega Saturn. Most of the same mods are there. However, there isn't an HDMI mod to this degree on the Sega Saturn, so I have kind of developed my own, and I am toying around with that right now. So once I get this one squared away and where I want it to be, then I'm going to start working more hardcore on that, and that one will actually have a, like I said, a personal made mod by me in it for HDMI. So. But yeah, there it is, guys. Sorry, I know it's kind of disappointing. I did tell you guys earlier, though, there's a good chance this thing is not going to work in the end, but I'm not worried. I expect it. I expected it not to work. I just wanted to get it together, and then I'll go back and just tighten up some of the little things here or there. I know that's kind of, anticlimactic. Not to be sorry about Magical. I knew it wasn't. I felt very confident it wasn't going to. I knew the video wouldn't. Even if it powered on, it wasn't going to work. It will work, though. Like, I'll have this thing running, what is tonight? Is it Tuesday? Yeah, I'll probably have this thing running tonight. I will have it on. Now, whether I have those connections fixed or not tonight, I don't know. But I will have it on and fixed. And I probably will. I'm very impatient, so I probably will get inside and disassemble this thing again and work into the wee hours until it's damn finished. That's just me. CD Gaming, hi, how are you? Welcome to the end of my stream. My very out there random ass third part of this thing. Sorry it wasn't working, but like I said earlier in the stream when I was going on through it, I was like, this is probably not going to work in the end, and I know why. At least I know why. Nothing's broken. I just need to go back and clean up some of those solder joints. And I just don't want you guys to sit there and watch me soldering shit anymore, because you've seen enough of that. Who wants to watch that anymore? I wanted to get it together and at least show you guys something. But that is all the mods. If you buy one of these that works, they usually go for, I'm just giving you guys, throwing it out there, they usually go for almost $1,000, FYI, with all these mods and everything. Just letting you know. I don't know where mine's going to land. I'm going to have to look and see how much I have in them when I build them. But I have at least 5 more that I can build without buying a damn thing. Well, without buying any more Dreamcasts. I've got 5 Dreamcasts sitting right there in the corner. Well, one of them's disassembled. Right there in the corner, ready to be made. So I will be making more of them and selling them on eBay or somewhere. I don't know. Or wherever. Private selling. But anywho, thanks to you guys for... Oh, no. Now I'm a little sad. So don't worry about it. Thanks for you guys hanging out, coming and watching me do this. It's not a failure because, like I said, I knew it wasn't going to work from the beginning. When I saw those joints in there, I was like, yeah. But I know that I needed to change out my solder head, and I couldn't do that while it was blazing hot, so I would have had to wait for it to cool off anyway, so it ain't a big deal. I know it's not broken. There's just some stuff that needs to be fixed on it, which I will do this evening. And at some point over the course of the next few days, I will do another stream with just the gameplay and kind of showing off what this thing is when you plug it in, when you see it. Show off the HDMI output, show off the games, and how there's, 5,000 games or however many it was. I don't know. There's not really, there are a lot of games for the Dreamcast, but not as, since it did kind of have a short lifespan. There's not many. There's a whole lot of homebrew games you can get, though. They actually still make games for the Dreamcast, but they're all independently made, but some of them are really good. But official Sega made game, or Sega sanctioned licensed games, there's only I think a few hundred, something like that. So yeah, you can fit them all on a large SD card, which is what I have. But alrighty, thank you guys for coming and hanging out for a little bit. Sorry, it was kind of anticlimactic, is what it is. But I will see you guys. Come by and see the show, the actual structured show that isn't like this shit show tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central Time, whatever time that is where you are, the Almost Awesome Show, where we're going to be talking about some movie news, game news, entertainment news, all that stuff. Look forward to seeing you guys there in the chat, and of course the little videos throughout the week that I put out as a result of that. But come by the channel tomorrow and check out the Almost Awesome Show episode, I think 20, 19 or 20, one or the other. Me and Nick will be here. All right. We're going to talk about Clerks 3. Spoilers. we're gonna spoil the shit out of it because we need to talk about that shit. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.